Recording in progress.
Okay. Hello, and welcome back. Oh, I need to put my lights on. 1 second. There we go. I am now in the light. So, today is day 4. If you're hanging in there, congrats to all of you. Today is going to be a little bit less intense because we're going to soak in everything that we kind of learned, put it all together, and start creating lessons. So today is all about puzzles, digital citizenship, and a little bit more of lesson design with AI. So good morning, everyone. So quick updates. We have a new version out. We do have text rotation fixed. Superscript and subscript is now a new feature, so you could go ahead and do x squared or fancy chemical equations. That is all available for you now. Almost fixed is so voice recording, we found out, does not work on Mac and iPad right now because, well, last month I was like, you know what? I'm going to update my voice recorder API because that way it could load faster on computers without knowing that said update is not supported on Mac and iPad. So I'm just going to do a rollback and roll back to my previous version. So it will be back. Uploading images, it's still not cropping. Don't worry about that. I'll fix that as well. That's also one of those things where I thought I fixed something and I broke something else instead. And the other stuff is also in the works. If there's any other issues that you guys are aware of, then just please let me know.
Ms. Murphy said that it has been working on her Mac laptop, so
Oh, the resizing?
the voiceover, I believe,
Huh?
the voice recording.
Okay, maybe it's like the old laptops, the old Macs. I have to go see it. Like what year is your Mac? I have to now like track back to see like year 22. Okay, so I'm gonna make a markdown of that to see. Okay, 22 Mac works and track back to see when it stops working. Okay. So we talked about the lesson builder yesterday. Was there anyone here that wasn't here yesterday? Like afternoon time period?
We have a couple of additional people.
Okay, so we'll have some new people. So I'm going to cover a little bit about the lesson builder because I did get an email from some people that were like, okay, I feel a little bit scared about this lesson builder thing. I don't really know anything about AI and I don't know how to build. So if you're in that boat, don't worry. We're going to finalize your lesson using the GPT lesson builder and system prompt file. So you just have to type in one prompt, choose what project you want. Then you'll just look at the result, revise it, maybe change the vocabulary banks if you want the sentence starters, or if you want to add something else, you feel free to do that. We have some templates that you can use for a student writing organizer. It's the ones that you've been using or you've been seeing whenever you go through the lessons. And you can just help me fill those out because we don't have an AI pipeline for that yet. So that's still manual. And then after that, if you have a choice board because you're planning to do something with research, we'll work together to build that. Then you just share those Google Docs with me, and then I will build it on elementary for you. And then you will then test it. Does that make sense? So if you're feeling a bit like this lesson builder thing looks a bit scary, don't worry. You'll just go through this, okay? And this is the process I've done with some other teachers already. So because of all of you guys though who are kind of excited about the whole, oh my god, I can create a lesson that is directly integrated into my classroom. We had this wonderful idea that, oh, guess what? We now have our main development goals for 2025. So we're planning to have an AI pipeline with the GPT response so that later, when you go on elementary, you could just say, here is my prompt. I teach sixth grade. Then it'll be like, boom, 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 boom. Here's like 6 ideas or 10 ideas you can choose from. You choose your idea, and then it outputs with something. So Catherine asked, can we see samples for early elementary and then for upper elementary? Are you talking about early elementary in terms of the lesson on elementary, like the student organizer, what those look like, or for grades 3? So okay, so for those, that's where, if you're doing it for 1, 2, 3, obviously the organizer needs to be not not 5 pages, right? It needs to be maybe just a box for 1 page. So we will work together to make sure that, yeah, 2 or 3, that it is aligned. And that's where you got your expertise will come in. You don't have to copy and paste whatever it spits out, because the version I have right now is not the best. Ideally, what you would have for if you're doing a custom GPT is you would have grade banded ones. So that way the context can be grade banded. But unfortunately, right now, I only had time to make one. so so hopefully you guys can help me with, start developing the context for the other ones. And this is all open and available to you. So if you want to use those as a base, then you're free to do so. So the other thing is I have a link here for feature and asset requests. Feature and asset requests. So say you're doing a lesson on, I don't know, mythology, and you go on elementary and like, I type Zeus, nothing happens. Uh, that might be a problem, right? So if that's the case, go and fill out this form and say, I'm planning on this unit. So that way I can try my best to make sure that we have assets to support that unit. And therefore you don't have to have everyone uploading images all the time. Similarly, if you have a feature request, put it there. If you see a bug, put it there. If you have a complaint, put it there. It's anonymous. It's there and be really helpful for us. And we can maybe put that in the chat so people can have access to that. That'd be great. So today is all about integrating digital citizenship. We'll have Marialice come in and talk about that. It's going to be amazing. And today is going to be about puzzles. We'll have some bit of open puzzle time. So we'll have you guys break up into different groups. Some groups might want to go through step-by-step lessons. Some groups might want to just, explore on their own. And maybe some groups just want to have some extra help. So we'll try to support you all the best that we can. Then after our escape room puzzle project, we'll go ahead and build together a 1 to 3 page lesson on elementary using the lesson builder, like an all about me book, but you can, change it up so it's more in line with your subject area or your grade level. And then we will start working on analyzing, so really developing your custom lesson, and we'll be going through the results from the GPT and kind of like criticizing it. Like what is not good about this AI generated lesson? What can be better? And what are the prompts that we can use in order to make this better for the future? So finally then we have, or not finally, but in the middle of our day, we have our panel, and I'm really excited for this panel too. It's all about learning diversity and supporting all learners, because now we know that our classrooms look so diverse and different than probably especially like when I was a kid, for example. So obviously the ways that we teach will need to be adapted so that we can include everyone. And I'm going to give Marialice the floor now and stop sharing my screen and put my face back on.
Hey, Nicole, how are you? I'm so sorry that I'm in the car for this, but we are getting our floors redone and it is so loud in my house. So I was like, where am I going? The car. I don't know about everybody else, but I feel like definitely during the pandemic too, when everybody was home, this car was like my second office. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but here I am, no pandemic or anything like that, but I'm back in the car. Um, there we go, such a problem solver. So I am going to actually put in, I have a Canva, and I wanted to make sure that everybody had it because there's a lot of links, and I feel like I really have a short amount of time. And I know that when I go to, when I go to any PD, I'm always like, "Oh my gosh, that was so much information." It was like trying to drink water from a hose, and like I would really like to have some time to digest all this. So, um that Canva link is for you to, to go back to look at some other point to be able to digest it all. So, I share that up front, and then let me. Oh, my sharing is not turned on. Oh, in fact, I don't have to turn it on, Nicole, if you wanted to pull up the slides. However you want me to do it.
Will it be easier for me to just do the slides?
Sure. Because today I feel like I know that I got to join a great panel yesterday about digital citizenship, but it's about layering, right? And it's about problem solving. Like, Lisa, thank you for telling me that I'm a good problem solver, because today for me is about being team human and solving real problems in local, global, and digital communities. And it's layering. Um, so this is it. I am a massive fan working with school communities around leading by modeling how to lead by hand, heart, and mind. And that little logo in the center really tries to, emphasize that. So, Nicole, if you want to go to the next slide, I won't go through all of these, but we are going to be team human for right now. Um, I have been like, I was early in the game for digital citizenship, and even Rochelle had said yesterday, she remembers my son and I. Now, my son just graduated from high school, but when he was in elementary school before he was 13, um, we were doing things that people weren't doing. It was controversial at the time, but we had a mother and son Twitter account, and we hosted chats. We were presenting together. We were talking about how to use digital citizenship at home as well as at school, things that lessons he wasn't getting at school. And we also, um, I was a big advocate that if we wait until you're 13 when apps say, you can use them, it's like getting the keys to the car and not having driver's ed. And I even like the analogy to go back even further, that it's about learning how to ride a bike. And at some point, when you learned how to ride a bike, someone was holding the back of the seat to help you figure out the balancing act. And so at the time when my son and I were really in this space and doing some great stuff together. It was controversial. We wanted to model what that looked like, learning side by side. So, this idea of reminding our students, if you cannot see and value the human sitting next to you, then you're never able to apply that to people around the world that look different, speak different languages, practice different religions and customs. And if you can't do that, then you can't see that you're interacting with a human on the other side. So that is my big hope for today, is that we're going to be team human together. And Nicole, if you just want to keep clicking for me.
Everyone,
You,
I'm Namya Joshi, a grade 11
you,
student
you,
studying.
you can keep clicking. Um, Namya is incredible. I hope that you go back and watch. I've worked with Namya. I've worked with Namya a lot. She just graduated from high school as well. But when we're looking for young students that are problem solvers, that do value, team human, um, and Namia is one of them, and she's a fabulous example to share with students no matter what age you're working with. So this is my why, like why I really got into this. I was an associate professor teaching teachers, and I was a faculty member on record for the ed tech program. And this is like, everybody was talking about the bells and whistles of, like, educational technology. And I was like, we are putting the cart before the horse. Like, we are giving the keys to the car before you have driver's ed, right? Like, this is not good. And so I'm really proud that I am on record, at least in the United States, for being the first professor that created a 3-credit course specifically on digital citizenship. Because at that point, digital citizenship was like an add-on to an ed tech course. And I was like, no way. And then one course led into another. But if I go to the next slide, I've always been really student centered, and this is a great video. I don't know why the video's not showing, but don't worry about that video. But I hope that it does end up showing on your end, because this was a student I connected with, and this is the idea that all it takes is one person to make a huge difference. And he basically, I never met him before. Um, I only saw what he was doing online. He actually made the news. But somebody came to his school, talked about school culture. Um, oh, good. It shows us in the presentation. Fabulous. Um, i- i- Talked about school culture and talked about like how to change things. And then he said things changed for a little bit, but then they went right back to where they were before. Oh God, now there's like lawn guys. Hold on. Problem solving, problem solving. Here we go. Um, and what he ended up doing was he created an anonymous Twitter handle, and he ended up giving positive compliments to students in his school. And it started to really change the school culture. And then what he realized was, I don't know everybody in the school. So what he would do is he'd go to like Nicole and say, Nicole, you're on the debate team. I don't know anybody on the debate team. Will you join me? And, be part of this anonymous positive place for messaging. And then we'd go to Paige. We'd say, listen, I know you're on the swim team. Will you come? And so that idea that one becomes many. And so please take the opportunity. His name is Jeremiah Anthony. I would have him, at the time it was Skype into my undergraduate and graduate classes, because I just thought what he was doing was really spectacular. And even though that's an older video, might be outdated, it is a universal like message that's so important. So if you just quickly click to the next one, you'll just see pictures of my son and I. And so not only were we were doing chats, we were blogging together. It was this idea of being side by side. And I was in a really great situation where we literally got to travel around the world as a mother and son, talking about how to use technology for good. So I've been able to share so many stages with my son. I can tell you at 18 now, the way that he uses like technology, social media, because we were focusing on being not just a consumer, but a content creator. And I would say I should have taken more like data, but collected it along the way. But he makes very informed choices, more informed choices than I think, other students, other kids his age. So that's just, I'm really proud of the work that we did. So I'll just click to that next one. This is a course that changed everything for me in the fall of 2011. I created a first year seminar called Pleased to Tweet You. Are you a socially responsible digital citizen? And I had my college freshmen, um, and I thought this is going to be great no matter what they do the rest of their lives, whatever they're going to major in. And over the summer, I thought this would even be more powerful if I could get them an authentic audience. So I blogged about it. And I asked, does anybody want to join my college freshmen? And high school juniors in Birmingham, Alabama joined us. And, it was such a powerful, we broke down the college campus walls to connect and to collaborate. And, you know, geography wasn't an issue, time zones weren't an issue. And we tweeted together and we did Twitter chats. And um, I thought we might come up with a solution towards cyberbullying. That's what I thought going into the course. But I took a back seat, and the teacher in Alabama that I'd never met in person, and at the time she was only a second year teacher, she took a back seat and we let both of our students take the lead. And they defined what it meant to be a citizen in the 21st century. And that is my definition for digital citizenship, like ever since. And so their big definition, we did this project, they titled it the iCitizen Project. is that we need to be able to think. Young people need to, all ages actually, need to be able to think and act. And I think that, the emphasis was also on the action part, to think and act at a local, global, and digital level simultaneously. And if you click to the next slide, we're not going to watch it, but that is their project. Um, oh, I was going to say, oh, I like the tree. Is that me for the tree octopus? I'll say keep clicking
Yeah,
to the next,
that's
but I do like the tree octopus. Here we go.
there you
Click
go.
through that. Okay, good. So we've done from that very first iCitizen project, we ended up putting on what we call the Digital Citizenship Summit. Um, in communities around the world. And basically, what happened was people, all it takes is one person who says, I want to do something different. I don't want to have that scare tactic assembly where, somebody, an expert comes in and they talk at you. We created the whole thing was to create learning experiences where like we are learning together. So I'm not talking at you, I'm learning with you. And so people saw what we were doing and then they'd contact us and say, can you bring this to my community? So that idea that all it takes is one person to make a huge difference. And these are the places, and I was able to go with my son. It was really like I'm a blessed woman. Um, and those ripples of just positivity. So we'll keep clicking.
Keeps going there. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. Some Ditch Sit summits. How do we create? I'm going to keep clicking. Um, so this is the idea of going from Ditch Sit Commit to Ditch Sit Impact. And I don't know why it's not showing. I hope it's showing on your end.
Let me
But it's a great video. Don't worry about it. Um, Oh, that shows a DigSit Summit. That is, I'll tell you, this is what I'm really hoping that school communities like about showcasing young people using tech for good. Our young people need an invitation to be problem solvers and to invite the outside community to come. So please, on your own time, take a look at that. That is an example of working with a school community in upstate New York. And we worked with, from kindergarten to high school, and it's really powerful. But that next slide, um,
I present. Will it disappear? No, it's good now.
oh, good, good. Oh, tree octopus. I do like the tree octopus. Keep going. Here we go. You can watch this. This is a ISTE had created this idea from going about you needed to make a commitment to digital citizenship, and I mean, no, I was a consultant with ISTE, so no jab at ISTE about DigSit commit. But I don't know about you, but for New Year's, like I always like make this commitment. This is the year I'm going to the gym. And then I don't go to the gym. So the next New Year's, I say, oh, I'm going to pay for like a gym membership and that's going to get me there. Well, that doesn't I can make a commitment and still not do anything about it. So our organization wanted to help school communities go from DigSit commit to DigSit impact. How do we make an impact? And so if we keep clicking, these are the layers of digital citizenship. Oh,
Why does it
I
keep
love that
going
tree octopus.
here? You know what? I give up for the presenter view. I think the presenter view is. I'm just going to go down below here.
Oh,
There we go.
man. Here we go. So I will tell you, ISTE has layers, and the layers are being alert, being balanced, being engaged, being informed, and being inclusive. And then our organization said, we're adding one more because we just want that. Like, it's got to be the focus on action. We can't just talk about this, make a commitment. We really have to put like the focus on action. And so I talk about it all the time, that adding these layers, and you do not need to be an expert in any of this. All you need is a willingness and a disposition to say, I'm willing to learn with you. And we're just going to be really like very mindful about helping young people realize, like, for being alert, how am I creating safe spaces for myself and for others online? That balanced right now after the pandemic, even still now, I'm really focused on the balance part, and being intentional about being unplugged. That idea about being engaged, how am I using it, for those civic engagement, but how am I, being a content creator rather than just a consumer. That being informed is about media literacy, and inclusive, I feel, is, that the ethical piece, a lot of, I know yesterday we were talking about the bias. How are we making sure all voices are included? And then that impactor is really on action. So if I click to that next slide, look at you, you're like, I'm not fooling around, I'm going down. This is, this is just our way of adding these layers. And if we click to that next slide, like, this is the goal. We'll keep going to the next slide. Team Human. Some examples. You can keep clicking. These are we just kept on doing from our summits. We ended up doing these global student showcases, and we were focusing in on always young people solving real problems. And this is, this example is with the SDGs. You can keep going. I think this is on your side. You'll see a lot of videos. Keep going. You can, oh, and I love the tree octopus. Those were our showcases. Yep. And then I feel like, oh, those are all our, keep going, keep going. There we go. That's it. So I feel like, look at that. I was supposed to do it in 30 minutes. Our big thing was, if I was to go back anywhere, I am a massive fan of being a connector. So if you need me and you would like to make connections with other classrooms to try some projects out, I will introduce you to just about anybody I know. But for today, and what we're going to continue to do today, I feel like, is looking at a real problem and I would say, from all the work that I've done, in a local community, a global community, or a digital community. And then how do you solve it? And this is the invitation that we need our young people to have opportunities to solve real, authentic problems in the world, and then have that opportunity to showcase it. So, Nicole, how did I do for 30 minutes?
You were
I feel like
amazing. You
I
were
didn't even
amazing.
come up for air. I went a mile a minute.
You were amazing.
What can I do to, like, answer anything? Because I feel like, um, looking at those layers for digital citizenship is the first place to start. But it really comes down to letting the students lead the way. Because when I got out of the way for that iCitizenship project, like, it was like life changing. And if I say anything else, the more you go to school, the less you pay. So my college freshmen were done like the first week in December. And the high school juniors were like, we don't want the project to be over. And even my college freshmen were like, we don't want the project to be over. So over break, I hustled. And this was then February. We come back that spring semester, February of 2012. And I hosted my very first, I didn't know it at the time that it was a hybrid event, but I had a live event on our college campus. And we invited the outside community to come. And then I had my students on the stage. And then virtually, we had the students from Alabama join in, and we were live tweeting. I mean, it was like, that was my first experience, and I'd never done anything. And if you know me, Nicole, I am not tech savvy. So you do not need to be tech savvy to pull this off. Just willing. So is there anything that I can answer, or anything? Let me see. I'm looking at oh, Ben, I'm with you. They're a distraction. If I were going to use any tech, I I'm I'm aging myself, but did anybody ever do Skype in the classroom? Like, I loved Skype in the classroom because it was about, yes, it's about connecting with other humans, right? That human aspect of tech. If that was the only way that I integrated tech, doing mystery Skypes or just, we're going to connect with another classroom. They're going to sing a song to us. We're going to read a story, whatever it is. We're going to do that project like the iCitizen. I feel like that is the most valuable way to use technology. Um, I feel like cell phones for all of us, this isn't just for the students, are distracting.
Oh, think we lost Marialice for a second.
Does anybody else have any questions? You can add them to the chat while we're waiting to get her back.
But speaking of collaboration, it'd be great if we could have multiple classrooms collaborate and on elementary, even if it's just sharing their projects with each other.
Nicole, talk a little bit about what we've done in the past, especially for CS Ed Week.
So
Mm.
for CS Ed Week, I usually ended up doing it as CS Ed Month. I offer a free virtual field trip with kids, and I like multiple classrooms to join in. So multiple classrooms can come in and we code together for the hour of code. And it's just kind of fun to see each other and say hi from across the US. So yeah, I've done it with Paige and some other schools around the U.S. and outside of the U.S. But I talk a little bit about myself and my journey into computer science, and I enjoy it. So it's a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
we've done the All About Me project. We
Mm-hmm.
did create a winter card project.
Yep,
We've
the
done a
animated
couple of them.
winter scene.
Mm.
I usually just say
Yeah.
which one do you like, and then we can go ahead and do that one. But what would be really cool is if you can pair up as teachers and have each other's classes, work through a project and share amongst yourselves. I think that'd be really, really cool. It doesn't even have to be the same project, but just having, someone else to share and be excited about.
Yeah, if
And
anybody's interested. Oh, I'm sorry,
I'm
Mary
so
Alice. Do
sorry.
you want me
I'm
to?
so sorry. I'm so sorry I dropped the call.
It's okay. I was just going to say that if anybody's interested in pairing up classrooms, let us know and we can create a sign up sheet and pair people up, especially by time zone.
So there's a question for you, Mary Alice, or
Okay.
in the chat.
And now my chat is like cleared.
Okay. Have you discussed this with students? What has that experience been like? I've been trying to convince my students that they will appreciate phones being out of the room as much as I will, but
Okay, so I feel like this is that opportunity to model. So yes, I'm so transparent. So when my son was little and we were doing our mother and son thing, I would say we're going to the baseball game, which I'll probably lose people when if you're not a Red Sox fan, right? Like I might lose you on this analogy, but we'd go to the game and I would say to him, and he was a kiddo that would bring his glove, because today was the day he was going to catch that fly ball. Um, and I would say we're going device free, and I would leave the phone in the car. And then we'd get there and I would engage the people we were sitting around, asking them how they used how they use tech. Some people would talk about we get here early, we take our pictures and then we put our phones away. Others talked about, oh, we have an app and we're scoring the game. Others were, at the time when he was little, it was like you were catching Pokemon in Fenway Park and not watching the game at all. And so I feel like those conversations are so important. And I also always talk about with students and adults, if you ever go for fireworks or you go, oh, I love it, Ben loves the socks. Awesome. You know, a concert, how many people are actually not even being present and they're capturing it or viewing it from their device? So I have those conversations all the time. And of course, there's going to be a lot of eye rolls and there's going to be a lot of pushback. But for mental health, and that idea, that layer about being balanced, I can't think of anything more important right now. And then not only about mental health, I want to say social health, because I think because of the pandemic and lockdown, we need our young people need all ages need opportunities to know how to connect and collaborate, be part of a team. And gosh, if I were in a classroom, you know how you got to, like, I'm not right now, but I hope I get back into a classroom because I would love to get this right, where you'd greet people, greet students in the hallway. I would rotate students joining me, right? Does anybody do this? Does anybody already do this? Because I think those social skills, social health is so important. So that's how I would answer that question.
Anybody else? Marialice is great. I have known Marialice since before anyone knew that I existed almost.
Yay!
She's such a great connector and so passionate about just making the world a better place, just a little at a time through your own ways that you can. So it's great.
And if there is anything that I can do, if you needed to have that Skype in the classroom moment and you wanted to connect with somebody, I've connected with so many classrooms. I've helped launch projects, help showcase whatever you need, Nicole. I'm
Yeah,
here
we
to
did.
help
We
because
did.
I love what you are doing.
We did one with Nigeria before. I remember a couple. I think I did a code
Yes.
along with what, or was it Kenya? I think.
It
I
could have
think
been both, actually.
I. It was a while ago. It was back when I was actually like doing stuff and not coding, because that's the problem with with me. It's like I end up going into my development cave. I'm like, and then you don't see me again for a year.
Yeah, and in fact, the way when I met you, it was lockdown, and I was like, what can I do for people and myself? So I did that global impactor program, and I hand invited everyone because I didn't want people to think, oh, I have to go do this. So I just selected people that I thought would still really like those connections. And like, it was fantastic because people came and they were so happy to see each other, and they did projects, and the we kept that human connection, and that, I don't know, not just mental health but the social health part of it. And that's when I feel like I first met you.
I think so. I think it was around
Yeah,
then.
and you were a part of it. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for the invitation to join you.
So good to have you. So actually, I don't know if you have any questions for us to help us get our brains working and thinking about digital citizenship. But I would like all of us to have a social connection and go into maybe breakout rooms to learn a little bit about each other, and more importantly, like about maybe how our own schools are looking at digital citizenship, and how, especially with AI, that might how that influences and changes that term a little bit.
And you know what? I'm putting in just a hashtag for everybody. I kind of got away from digital citizenship, the term, although it's a big umbrella, because it kind of got in that negative space about, or it just got stuck in safety. It never got beyond. So I started to use tech for good. So, and that's that idea. And whatever the technology is, and with AI, how we're going to use it for good, if
Great.
that
So,
helps anybody. Yeah.
yep. So at this time, then maybe we can. What
How
time is it?
much time do you want? You
How much time do
started
I
making the
have?
rooms. I lost my agenda.
It's okay if it's not perfect. Today's a pretty flexible day. It's just pretty chill today. We're going to just enjoy being with
We
each other.
have uh till about 11:05. So figure you want to do 15 minutes?
Yeah, that's perfect. So we'll just do 15
Okay.
minutes and then we'll go on a quick break after that. So,
Okay.
so the
Just give
question
me a
maybe we can
moment.
talk about is talking about the hashtag use tech for good. How are you or how are you maybe doing that or your students or have you thought about doing that in your own classrooms? And if not, maybe we can try to brainstorm some ways that we can make it happen and going about doing that.
I'm just trying to make sure because there's some people who have two accounts. So I just want to make sure that they're together. Okay, so the rooms will be open in a second. You're going to be moved automatically. If you are with somebody that's not there, let us come back to the main room and let us know. You should be able to go back to the main room by clicking on leave in the bottom right and then click on leave breakout room, not leave the whole Zoom. But if you leave the whole Zoom by accident, just join us back and I'll let you back in. All right, rooms are open.
Yay!
Recording in progress.
Hi.
Hi, I'm here. I was in my other account and I'm like, oh, I don't hear anything. How are y'all
That's
doing?
okay. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Wait, Karen, didn't I do something with your class? Yes, no, maybe so. I'm
Yeah, I
getting
didn't know if anybody else was on here.
Karen Wester, but I think she might be away right now.
Okay.
So how about you pop into a different room, okay? I think that might be the
Okay.
best way. You just pop into a different room and we'll go from there. Okay?
How do I do that?
You go to breakouts under more. Oh, so there's a three dots at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, and then there's more. And then there's like a breakout. Or no, maybe there's a breakout rooms. It's like a box. Let me see if I can just move you directly.
Okay.
I'm like, why am I talking like this? I have full power over this.
Oh, so Tracy's saying she has camera and mic issues.
Oh
Okay.
no.
I actually took over for Paige's position at our school.
Oh, so you're the one who ran the projects.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
how'd that go?
It went really well. The
Okay,
kids loved it.
that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Do they have any challenges with anything? I feel like it was a big
Some
project.
things. I remember they were trying to put sound, so that didn't work right away for them. Then I think they were able to figure it out. But, the kids were so good with just playing around and figuring it out and helping each other. Like they knew more than I did.
Of course they do. They always do.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know what to do here.
No, you're just supposed to be there for the human connection. I mean, that's what most kids need. That's all they need. They're
Yeah.
not they're not here at school to learn what you have in your head because guess what? Everything that what you have in your head is pretty much like old school and boring
Right.
and
And I taught fourth grade for 20 years.
yeah,
So,
well, it doesn't matter how long you teach it. You're still going to be old school and boring simply because you're the teacher, period. So
yeah, totally.
but yeah, what they need is like really the human connection aspect. Because I was also
Yeah.
reflecting, I was like, so if AI is generating all the content that the teacher teaches, why should students care about reading whatever is AI generated then, right?
It's
Like,
true.
what's the
Yep.
point of learning if
Yep.
it's just the teacher who's going to be doing AI stuff? So teacher doesn't care, so why should I care, essentially, right? That's the
Yep.
message you're giving out.
Yeah.
But
We did a
yeah.
little bit of AI stuff on Magic School AI.
Uh-huh. I'm really curious,
And
how did that work?
well, I figured out a few assignments for them because did some of the online trainings that they had.
Uh-huh.
We had somebody come to our school for a PD one time. And then I went ahead and did some more trainings. But there was this cool activity where the kids can go on and make a song about a topic. So we learned about Harriet Tubman,
Hmm.
and we brainstormed some words, and you have to put like as many words as you want in the prompt, and then it brought up it made a song about her. So I really like that. And then you could put the song to a beat, like a beat that they knew. So that was fun for them. And I used it to help me make some quizzes sometimes. Sometimes it was a little bit more work than it needed to be also, so then I just gave up.
I think like it's very like AI is a very sensitive topic simply because there's a difference between when an expert uses AI versus when a novice uses AI, and that should
Yeah.
always be considered. Um, because like as a novice, you don't know anything, so it could be spitting out Chinese to you, and you just like copy
Mhm.
and paste it, the same
Yeah.
thing. Like it was like
And that's what I'm trying to teach them. You can't just, if you're going to use AI for research or anything like that, you can't just copy it and not know what you're even copying.
yeah, I mean, at that point, it's almost like, should you even bother using AI for research if you can't trust any of the information that's in there
Yep.
in the first place?
Yep.
So maybe it's
It's
just
also
better.
like trying to teach them even basic research skills, like Wikipedia isn't a good reliable source. They just want to go to the first thing that they see. So they're just not well versed in being able to differentiate what's
Yeah,
good and what's not.
it's hard. It's hard for kids now. It really is.
Yeah. And they want the information so quick.
But that's the
So
other thing
they're
I
just going to
think
pick
AI
whatever
is
they
really
see.
hard. It's really hard for um, the kids who grow up now in this age of AI. It's because everything is so immediate that like why should I bother putting in effort when one click gets me something better than
Right.
5 years of my effort? And
Yeah,
it might not
exactly.
even be as good even after 5 years,
Yeah,
right? So
true.
if you're product oriented or end result oriented, you're just gonna be a doomer and then just go cry in a corner or something. I mean, that's how I feel. Like
No, I agree.
it's pretty depressing, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, oh, poor Tracy. She's still like is not able to come in.
Well, that happened to me before. I have two computers going and one just shut down on me
You
and
should
then
just
going,
restart. Sometimes restarting fixes everything. Like
yeah,
restart your computer and then come back on. That would be my suggestion. Oh, it's
yeah.
blocked.
One was loading, one was dead, and the other one just didn't work. So now I'm back up and running.
I always restart my computer before something important happens because sometimes the computer just, if it's running too long, it just starts having like memory
Yep.
leaks of some sort and just
Yep.
dies. So, anyway, well,
You just do just elementary work or you teach also?
I used to teach. I taught STEM
Mm-hmm.
for 5 years ish, but not like full time. I was like doing STEM. I was running STEM camps in South
Mm-hmm.
Korea, but they were like all day, all night, 100 kids. So it was like pretty intense actually for 3 weeks.
Wow.
So I was running those, and we had like 20 teachers. Yeah, it was pretty intense. And then after that, I just did, some English language stuff because I ended up in Taiwan. So teaching STEM in Taiwan, if you don't speak Chinese, it's a bit more difficult than just teaching English. So I switched my research focus to English language acquisition. And
Okay.
that was when I started doing stuff with elementary, and coming up with the idea behind it because at that time I was like, it was a time of like ebooks and stuff when they were like, oh, we're gonna have interactive ebooks. But I was like, I can't even do anything on this InDesign thing. It's just pretty, and that's pretty much it. And like, I can't even make a choose your own adventure. Like, what is this? It's so limiting. So I got really frustrated, and then was like, you know what? I'm gonna code something, and it took a long time. And here I
Oh,
am
I
now,
can
pretty
imagine.
much. But yeah, I don't know if you want to jump into another room.
All right, yeah, I don't see. Let me see more. No, I don't see where I could go into another room.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me do it for you. I said I was gonna do it for you, and then I ended up just talking to you.
Okay.
Move to room 7. Let's see. Tracy, you want me to put you in a different room so you could just listen in? Put you in room 1.
Recording in progress.
Good morning, Nicole.
Oh, I was like, is anyone talking here? Like
Yeah,
nobody's here. Everyone is
yeah, catching up. What did I miss?
I don't know. I'm wondering if there's anybody else talking in here.
I don't think so.
Oh, do you want me to move you then?
I don't know how much longer we've got.
Not much, I think,
No.
but I'll try. That's the problem. I don't know, like people, if they're gonna listen in, can you just like rename yourself to say like you're listening?
Right.
It's easier. Okay, I'm just gonna move you to room, I don't know, 2. There seems to be people in room 2.
Recording in progress.
Are people talking here or not? Is this another dead room? I feel like there's too many people that are just.
I think some of the people are more comfortable with the chat. Some people have been writing in the chat.
Okay, they're writing in the chat. I didn't see. Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm like, I just joined in, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I had mentioned that I start digital citizenship in the beginning of the year with my K through 5th, and I do have different concentrations with each grade.
Hmm?
Uh, and then Lisa mentioned she was looking for sources to use with her 3rd grade, focusing on importance without scare. And then Kabal just mentioned he's working out of India, so I'm not sure if I said the name right, looking to pair with grades 2, 3, 4. They started out with coding, algorithms, and flowcharts, and then they jump into Scratch and Scratch Junior. So that's the discussion so far.
Is the digital citizenship you work on mostly like on the safety aspect of things, or is it
um,
also?
yeah, I usually like I kind of like go what with Common Sense Media does. So they have like a whole curriculum and they have slides and they also have it with different grades. And that's what I kind of like about it, like noticing like what to do with each and every grade. So starting more with like the 3rd, 4th, 5th, I get more into like the cyberbullying and things like that. Like my school, unfortunately, has a problem with roasting. The kids thinks it's funny. Like they see the adults do it and they kind of try to like do it themselves and then
Yeah.
feelings get hurt. So that's something that I kind of would like to tackle more this year as I go with those upper grades so that they don't, see it as, I mean, I guess, I don't know. they see the adults doing it and getting, they have those shows where they're roasting one person and everybody's laughing, but then, when they try to do it with a friend, that friend gets really hurt about it. So sort of like how to like, yeah, you see other people doing it, but that doesn't mean you guys should do it or whatever. So that's something I feel like I should tackle more.
Well, I think a storytelling aspect of that could be interesting. Like not like I'm sure there's
Right.
tons of picture books related to that, and then also learning to write from another perspective, maybe like
Hmm.
perspective writing point of view.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something I could definitely do. Yeah. And I like how some of your ideas have been showing how like the older kids could help the younger kids.
Yeah.
That's like, like they could create the stories and then I like read them the next year to like the next grade or like even read them to the younger kids. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, let's throw that out later on about the if there's any ideas for this
Hmm.
issue, because I think this is a common problem across
Yeah, unfortunately, really. Yeah.
all 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 schools and almost I would say many grade levels.
Right. Yeah,
Because unfortunately our intersocial skills for young children are not as developed as they maybe should be. So
yeah.
yeah.
And it's mimicking what they see, really. That's another thing. They're mimicking like what they see the other ones and everyone's laughing at it. So they probably think like if everyone
No,
else
it's
is like
funny. Yeah, it's funny, and they can be the cool kid because they make a reaction out of everybody else
hmm.
without really realizing that yeah, it could be painful for that person and
Yeah, they don't.
almost life like it could be something that is very impactful for their life.
Absolutely. So yeah, that would be great if we could think of more ideas and I could,
Yeah, it all relates to the whole like social emotional learning aspect of things. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think that's a very pertinent topic, the whole roasting. Let's bring it up.
Yeah.
See what
Okay.
else we can crowdsource ideas.
Yes, that would be
Maybe
wonderful.
find a good lesson to create on elementary for that. We'll create one.
Yeah. No, that would be wonderful. Love to go into the year with that.
Yeah, we'll put a note for that.
Recording in progress.
You guys did it to me again, right in the middle of a great thought.
You have to hold those thoughts, Amy, and stick them in the chat.
Oh, well,
To
I
say
got this one. I have my little
this
stickers of
way we can
energy
all
right here.
hear. All right, Nicole, we're about 5 minutes ahead of schedule.
Great. So I have a question. Oh, I was gonna say great. So I have a question for all of you. And this was brought up in the last breakout room. So it has to do with students having a culture of roasting and trying to mitigate that. In this case, it's at the 5th grade level, but they think it's funny, everyone's laughing, and of course it's not funny for the one that's being roasted. So anyone have any ideas on how we can tackle this issue, and maybe if there's any other resources, picture books, books in general? Let's crowdsource some ideas here, and maybe we can create our one lesson on elementary that tackles this issue in particular, maybe focusing on perspective taking, or I'm not really sure, just throwing some ideas out. What do you think, Paige? Anything that comes to your mind? Or anything in the chat?
Yeah, I think even the format that we did for the ocean mystery, kind choices, unkind choices, something like that might be a interesting lesson. How to be oh my goodness, I can't think of the word. Not a bystander, an upstander instead of a bystander.
Upstander instead of bystander.
Yeah. Yeah. So the upstanders are people who tell the person who's doing the roasting not to do it. They stand up for the person who's being roasted instead of joining in.
Any librarians with book recommendations? We
Yeah,
have a book recommendation
Marialice.
from Marialice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Show the video of
Ah,
Jeremiah Anthony and my Canvas slides. Okay, I gotta pull those up now. Like, it's okay. I linked them in this slide deck, so it's all integrated. Okay, now which slide is it? Like this one?
you're not sharing your
Oh,
screen yet.
sorry. I'm
It's
like,
the one that says it says news on it. It was like one of the
yeah, I
first
got it. I
ones.
got it.
Yeah.
Jeremiah is intelligent,
Influential.
Funny, easy to talk to,
kind.
Jeremiah is always there for me.
smart guy, knows where he's going in life.
Great friend.
Jeremiah is an inspiration to Westside.
Jeremiah is a person who's extremely caring and kind, and he's made a huge difference in our community and our school.
My name is Jeremiah Anthony. I'm a junior in high school. Westside Bros is a Twitter account that I started up in October of 2011, and we just send compliments to people who we think are feeling bad a certain day or have done something really good, like winning a state title. And I built this up by first complimenting people I knew, my friends, and then they started telling their friends, and those people started telling their friends, and then soon it became a pretty popular following. I believe that showing the goodness in people is very integral to our account, because so many people on Twitter and Facebook, they get cyberbullied because they're less than perfect. And no one is perfect. So we try to have as sincere compliments as possible. I think everyone likes a sincere compliment. This combats cyberbullying because cyberbullies, they try to focus on what's bad about a person. They try to say, hey, you're really bad at this or that. And I try to say, no, you're actually really good at this, and you're much more good at this than you're bad at that.
Westside Bros is a very influential group.
They don't just go for the popular kids, they go for everyone in our school.
They are doing an absolutely wonderful job.
Westside Bros has had a huge impact on so many kids' lives at our school.
Westside Bros is very inspirational to the student population at Westside.
An example to all students at Westside, and beyond that, to just be an encouragement.
I think they take people and they boost their confidence up. They surely have done it to me.
Yeah, so that's great. It reminds me a lot of those old school cookie jars where you would like leave a little compliment anonymously. The Wackolet's giving me a 404. Well, it's okay. We'll get that sorted out. And I'm sure, yeah, Samantha makes a good point. Some students today don't know what empathy is. So the school goal this year is to teach our students that. And can't read because my, teach our students this year what this means and show how you can be empathetic. I love that. One of your second grade teachers does a weekly student positive highlights from other students. Fill a bucket is the book recommendation for everyone. I have not read that book, so I need to add that to my list.
Nicole, I'm just turning my microphone back on just to talk about that accountable book.
Yep.
It is a powerful, probably not great for elementary. I mean, you could read sections of it, but it is a true story that happened in California. I've done a book study on it, and I added a wakelet. Like, that's the collection that we had. But this is where our young people need to be those problem solvers. And so maybe it's too hard to look inwards about my own actions, initially, but really examining the actions of others, like that's a great place to start, and then come up with like solutions to like make sure that doesn't happen in our community. And then that's where you start to look inward. But I couldn't put this book down.
Can you check the link? I got a 404 when I clicked it.
Oh, for the wakelet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me go. I'll check on my end.
Okay. I mean,
I'll
I
check
could just go to accountablebook.com, right?
Yep, that book, and then let me go check
It's
that.
Yeah, we'll
I'll be
get
right
the
back.
resources. We'll get the resources to you all. So I will.
Okay, yeah, not
I
worried.
will get it to you guys. I will go and hound all of our presenters that had slides and get those also. So don't worry about
This
that.
has been such a powerful week, Nicole. Oh my gosh. Seriously.
Let me
It's
know if
been
that
so
link
good.
works.
This is better. This is a better
Yeah.
link. I'll share
Okay.
this one. There you go. So
Okay.
DCI Accountable Book Summer Book Study
Yep.
2024.
We did it last summer, and it's just really a collection of like focusing in around resources around how to use tech for good. So if it's helpful, again, if you could scroll to the right and to the left, you can see the themes that we did. Yep. It was really powerful, but great conversations. And so if I were in a classroom, I would have that as mandatory reading. I'd even have my families reading it. Or I'd find it on, books on tape and have that happening.
Well, here we have elementary school possibilities. Got a lot of wonderful resources here. Middle school possibilities, high school possibilities. What a great resource.
Forgive me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Is it Marialice?
Oh, you are fabulous, because my parents took my Y and made it an I. So a lot of people see Marialice and I go, oh my gosh, Mom and Dad, why did you do that to me? So you got it right. It's Marialice.
Okay.
Looks fancy, but it's just Marialice.
Okay, awesome. But now I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's good. So what grades do you recommend? Like 6, 7, 8, or maybe just 7, 8
I would say
and above? I'm just
I
out of
probably
4,
would
8.
say, I would probably say I was a 6th grade teacher. I'd still teach it because this talks about racism that's happening. And it's a group of boys that have a private Instagram account, and they are talking about their friends, and they think they're being funny.
But
And
that's going on right now in our school. We were
and
talking about this in our breakout group. So
I would
that
I would use this book with 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. I mean, I would take excerpts of it in elementary school, but it's
okay.
a really powerful read.
Okay.
And
And then
thanks.
if you can't examine yourself, if that's too scary to look inside, you are now trying to solve this problem from these characters, and that I feel like is the first step that feels safe, right? And then you got to look at the mirror at some point as well, but that's another additional step. But looking at how they treated other people, their friends, and what we can do, I think you won't be able to put the book down.
maybe a librarian can help us out with figuring out what would be the best.
High school for
age
sure.
groups.
It's perfect.
The kids in the story, are they middle school kids who are doing this to each other?
High school kids.
High school.
And it changed everybody's lives. I mean, they had to leave school. I mean, like it, and not just the kids that were in like that were actively posting, but the kids that were in that group that were bystanders, like that, how it affected them, I mean, it affects everybody. It affected the entire community, school community. Nicole, did that common sense review say what age?
It says 14 plus on the common sense, but I know that I think librarians have like an internal system that has recommended grade bands. That's why I was like, hey, librarians, go see if you can check something for us. But well, thank you so much. Hopefully, we have some new ideas, a little bit of inspiration from the wonderful Marialice, and thank you so much for joining us. As always, it's great. And we are going to actually take a break for lunch, I believe. So say goodbye to Marialice. Bye bye,
Thank
Marialice.
you, thank you, thank you. And if you need me, I will do absolutely anything. And Nicole, just so that you know, we're already brainstorming about a session at FETC in January about elementary and digital wellness. So I'll have my people and your people connect.
Okay,
after
and I
this is all over.
I know we got a lot of classrooms in our cohort here that want to connect with others, so we'll figure stuff out.
I love it. Thank you so much
stuff
for the
out.
invitation.
Thank you for joining. Bye bye, Marialice.
See you later.
Bye bye.
Nicole, this
Yes.
is not the lunch break
It's
yet.
it's not the lunch. Oh, it's not the lunch
No.
break. Oh, we're supposed to be coding now,
No.
aren't we?
Yes, because for some people it's only 7 o'clock in the morning if they're on the West Coast. Us on the me on the East Coast, it's only 11. So yeah,
Okay.
we're supposed to be doing the puzzles for escape
We're
room.
supposed to be doing. Oh yes, we're supposed to be playing the puzzle. Okay, sorry. I don't know where all my tabs are, so I think I closed some of them, which is very unfortunate. So I make this schedule.
Right.
I don't
You
even
should
have
be
it
on
open.
slide 10.
Okay, I'm here. Okay,
All right,
let's
I'll
go.
put the link in the chat for everybody to join us.
Okay, so let's go ahead and boom. So let's go ahead and play this wonderful escape room game made by an actual developer of escape rooms. So let's try it out. So if you can, go ahead and open it up.
Yes, share your screen because we only
Oh,
see it
I
in
always do the
your-
same thing. There we
right,
go.
and we can't see you. So
There we go. Maybe. There we go. Okay, I'm back.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's go ahead and play through this escape room game.
Just one thing, close your chat on the screen so we can see.
There we go. So, welcome, young one. As you can see, the door is locked. If you thought your first day as sorcerer apprentice will be easy, think again. A real sorcerer knows how to spot what the town hides. Find the locked door, walk around the streets, and find the 4-digit code that will prove that you have what it takes to be part of us. Okay, so if you can, please open this up yourself and experience it, okay? And then we'll look into how we can build something similar. My escape rooms are much more boring than this, so you don't have to be as, creative as this guy. Mine are like, unscramble this word. There, I did it. But this is much more fun, so hopefully you guys can enjoy it. So you'll notice there doesn't seem to be anything here. So I'm just going across the page with my mouse.
Have to click on the door.
Have to click on the door? Which one? This one?
Yep.
Okay, so I click on this door, and now what? Okay. I see candles. How many candles? There's 3 candles. Pink, blue, and red. I don't think there's anything else. Anything else on this page that you see? I don't think so. I want to go back. Okay, so now we know there's invisible objects on this page. Or invisible doors. So maybe there's one here. Okay, there's a door here. If we click here. Okay, I could put in a code. And that's about it. Okay, let's try putting something in. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 4-digit number. Okay. It was worth a shot, right? It was worth a shot. Anybody else discover anything?
I'm just kind of doing it trial and error like you are. I'm clicking things and going through.
You find any other secret place?
Not yet. I mean, I keep tapping things and I end up at pages farther down, but I'm trying to make sense of it. So I just keep going back to this page.
Ah.
Like a red, like
So
in
the
that little
stairway.
alley,
The stairway.
like,
Okay, so now here we have, it seems like we have like what, two things that are clickable. One here maybe, and is this one clickable, you think? Let's click the far right one. More candles. Oh, more candles. I'm gonna start like writing this down because I don't even remember how to solve this puzzle. So like we had one room that had like what, one red, one pink, I think it was one blue. And this room has what, 2 pink, 3 blue. Pretty sure these candles have to do something. Is there anything else? Okay, none of these candles do anything. All right, let's go back to the middle door. More candles. Okay, we got 1 blue. One yellow. Okay. The candles. You need 9 candles, 7 in the window. Okay, let's go back to the...
If you go back one more, then you will go to the window.
Where's the window? This one?
The first one.
This window?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got more candles here. There's too many candles. You know, I'm really terrible at escape room games. Anybody really good at them? Has anyone been in one of those like real ones that you like go in and like it's scary and you'll all like die if you don't get out? Okay, Ben is the guy. There's supposed to be one in France that is actually like in a castle, like one of those actual like French castles, and they do it around Halloween. And so my husband was telling me we should go, but I'm like a real scaredy cat. So we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 yellow. Do you think the order matters? Because I don't even know. I've just been putting down the colors. Oh my god, you guys are all so good at escape rooms.
The game developer gave a hint, and it says, I would recommend finding the connection between the candles and the dots. So if anybody's found dots.
Oh, where did you find that
every
hint?
Every time you press a door, a dot appears.
I actually wrote I wrote candles, the word candles in that code thingy, and then it led me to this another room with the knight who said, "What took you so long?"
Okay, if I put candles, let's try that. Wait, candles? I don't get that though. Is it candle or candles? Candle? Not quite. Try again.
Candles.
How come I don't have that? Did I spell it wrong?
That's correct. Hopefully it'll work.
Not quite.
Which
Try
door
again.
was it?
I don't remember which one.
We're never gonna get out. Anybody figure out the code? Can tell us why. Otherwise, I have to go and call up the developer and be like, "Hey, come into my call real quick."
Can we click on remix and see the code?
That's cheating. That's cheating. Of course we can see the code. We can just click on inspect mode and see the code. So let's see. We know for sure there's 9 pages. Okay? Because we already have that clue from 1 out of 9. There is 1, 2, 3, 4 places to click here. Yeah. Any ideas? Anybody cheat and figure it out and work backwards?
I'm
I feel like I
inspecting
see
the
a-
code and I still
I
can't
feel like I
figure it
see
out.
on one of the candles, I see a letter.
You see a letter on the candle. Oh my god.
So go back to that first window.
Yeah, I'm in the window.
To the first window, and then you have the the candles in the big window with the bird cages at the bottom. But doesn't that blue candle have the letter I on it? Or is that just me?
I don't see an eye.
Maybe. I feel like I see a letter I at the bottom and a letter I at on the bottom of the pink one too.
Okay, so it's supposed to be four digits, right? What dots are we looking at? I don't think there is any dots. Where did you get dots?
It said there were dots on the door.
Oh, this is a kid. This is not the same person. It's a kid who said that. I don't think that's reliable. This is not a reliable
the kids
comment.
will get this a lot faster than we will.
No, I'm pretty sure if I remember doing this puzzle a long time ago when he first published it, it has to do with the colors or the order or something. Obvious.
Oh, I think we need to find the digits because I found one digit 2 on the that not quite. I think that page not quite yet or something. There's 2. So if we find all the digits, we can put a code. Let's look for digits maybe. What do you think? Did we see any more?
I think that we need to find how many of each color, like how many blue total, how many red total, how many yellow total. And I think that some organization or some order of those are going to be the answer.
Okay, so how many yellows do we have total? I was counting. I found 6.
There's 5 in that one room.
Yeah, and I think there was one where it was 1 blue and 1 yellow.
And 1 pink in that room also.
So I think yellows is how many? 6? 6 yellows.
Yes.
Pink is how many?
4.
Someone's been writing this down. How many blues?
7.
7 blue. And what are we missing? Red?
Yeah, 1 red.
1 red. Okay. So I think we're onto something. But how do we know the order? I mean, we could always brute force it. Where's that one place that has like missing?
Maybe you're counting the drips.
I think the drips is too hard. He originally meant this for kids to do, so I think it's the colors.
You need to click on second window.
A second window.
Yeah, this one. You're right.
This one?
You can click that too. Yeah.
What were the numbers again?
There's 6 yellow, 4 pink, 7 blue, and 1 red.
6471 total. I mean so we know. I would think that 4 is probably second to the last number.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they have more at the beginning and then 4 and then
1, 4, 6, 7. We could just try it.
no 1647.
1647. 1647.
What took you so long?
See? But then it's nothing. Click there.
What's the book maybe?
The book? The book?
No.
Yeah, I've done that too, but
I think the code is what is it? 16447. I think we're maybe just missing one small piece. I think that the code is 1647. We just, I think, missing maybe picking up something or something like that. But let's actually take a look to see what he's done. And where are we? Light is 1647. Where are we? Oh, maybe I think this one is I think it's 1647. Maybe this book got broken because it was for some reason. It's an older one, 4 years ago. Oh, I see his code. I think it's because there's an extra. There's an extra on text input light. It goes to page 8. Else it goes to page 9. No, it's good. It's what took you so long is the ending. The end. It's just it's not a very good ending page. No, we got it, guys. We got it. I just looked at the code. I was like, yeah, it's just a really bad ending page. But, so it's 1647. So this is a much more complicated in the sense of like, there's really like no point like except to just have you notice things and play around with it. So it's not like an educational escape room or anything like that. It's just to get you thinking a little bit about what kind of patterns you might see and things like that. I thought it was kind of fun in the sense of like, it's definitely not something that I would have made because I don't have that sort of creative outlet. I think someone was trying to say something and I just cut in. No? Okay, so let's go ahead and continue with, so we're going to continue with open coding time. So that's just to kind of think about like, what kind of like weird things can I put into escape room games? And this is the type of stuff that kids will want to do. They'll do that on their own because they think it's really cool to have like random invisible boxes that you can click on that transport you to some random page. So it's just something that if they want to do that, we can kind of support them in playing around and having fun. So we'll do some stuff with very easy stuff, like how do you make that box invisible so you can have an invisible door, and some other things like that. So this time period until our lunch break is pretty much just an open coding time. You can either follow a step-by-step lesson. I have linked to, I really like the Secrets of Invisible Ink lesson. I think it's really great for grades, what, even 2, 3, 4, 5. It's really fun. It's really short. It's like an hour of code style lesson. The second one here is much more complicated. This one is really like pushing like the understanding of text variables. So you have to type things in the right order. Paige is putting them into the chat. So you can either play with one of these step-by-step lessons, or I have also linked some choice boards. So the first one is the text variable choice board that has different examples of code that you can use for like a puzzle. So the very simple one would be oh no, not this one. Like you can ask for a certain order and use that. Oh, it's this one. So you have to click on the images from smallest to biggest. But if you click too many times, they'll say incorrect. Try again. 1, 2. And then that's correct. So the code continued is you'll add a conditional and then you'll do stuff. So this is more complicated, but this is for if you want to, you know, challenge yourself and try to do fun things with that. That's available. The other thing I have, this is really easy. So we'll go through some of these puzzle ideas if you want, but basically to make an invisible shape, you could just set the opacity of your object to 0, and that will make it invisible, and you could put that on top to be a hotspot. So one really common technique is you'll take a square or a circle and you make it, you know, opacity 0 and put it somewhere on the page, and then when you click on that, it will transport you to a different place, or it might play a certain clue, play a sound as a clue or a recorded sound as a clue, or it can make something animate, and maybe the number of bounces that happen is actually a clue for the puzzle. So there's a blink and reveal. So these are some different puzzle ideas. So like, okay, objects blink or bounce a different number of times when clicked, and the students have to observe and count how many times they blink and bounce, and then that would be, you know, the answer for their little puzzle. So as always, when you're doing any of these puzzles, you probably will want to have an input field like this. You'll want to use a text input with variable equals text object, compare. This is a conditional if else. If it matches exactly to the answer, so if player answer matches exactly to, I don't know, the word variable, then you'll go to page 9, otherwise you'll go to page 8. This is what the code is saying. So this is if you want to have some sort of question with the input response. And of course, you don't have to be super fancy with having things bounce and having, you know, counting candles and stuff like that. What I like to do is I like to just take a vocabulary word and scramble it up and put it in different pages, and that will be my little puzzle. The Joseph and Baker story is not a good link. Let me find it. Yeah, that is a good catch, because it's /projects instead of stories. That's why, and I didn't catch it on. Okay, so here's the Discovering Joseph and Baker link if you want. This is not an escape room game. It's just a interactive story that has all the different examples that are lessons related to the Joseph and Baker. Okay, so let's go ahead and I think am I missing anything else?
Come here.
So let's go ahead and go into breakout rooms, and I will go into maybe one, and we'll have if anybody needs any tech support, we can open up tech support as well if you want to work on your own and you just need some help. So we'll have a tech support room, we'll have a room where I'll be in to answer any questions you might have, and if you guys just want to work on your own for either the lesson or if you're creating something and you want to add a puzzle of some sort. So then we can do that.
I'm thinking 20 minutes. Is that
Yep.
good?
Yep, that's great. So we'll just do that for the rest of the time and before we go on break and have a lunch panel.
Okay, so I'm opening up the same rooms. If you want to change, if there's nobody in your room, you want to change, come back to the main room and I'll move you over. Okay, if you want to work by yourself, then you can just stay here in the main room. And the rooms are open.
Can I rename a room? Not possible.
I'm sorry, what did you want to do?
Like, can I rename rooms or no?
Not once they're open.
Okay. One second.
You want me to add a room? Oh, I can't add a room either. There is a room that's empty. Room 6 is empty. So if you want people to join you there.
Okay.
So Nicole,
ship David to room 10 and then he's in
Yeah,
room 10
yeah,
already. I'll go to
yeah.
room 9 then.
Okay.
Okay. Hello,
Recording
hello.
in progress.
Hello, everyone. I'm in room 9. Anybody else coming in?
Hi, I'm here.
Perfect.
Yes. There we go.
My screen just is minimized, so.
Okay. So, what I like to do for very simple. Oh, I knew I forgot something. I linked it in the document. I didn't link it in the slides. I have a template for escape rooms and people can remix that. Whoops.
Your head's spinning a little bit, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long week for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Well, what time is it where you are?
Right now it is 5:40 p.m. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so basically it goes to 11 for me.
Jeez.
But it's more like we don't have all the material like done. It's not like we've done this because most of the time I just do like webinars or school trainings that are like 3 hours or something. So it's not as like we don't have I'm not a PD provider. Like I don't want to be a PD provider. That's not my intent. Okay, so I've actually opened up a brand new project. Do you have any questions right now about anything related to coding or whatever?
So I went on to elementary, and so now should we fill in the Google Doc first?
Or
And
which
do
one?
all that first? For the spy story?
Oh, don't worry about that. You just move on. It's for kids. Like the kids are supposed to fill that
Okay.
in so that way they write. Just move on if you're doing the spy story.
So
When I go through the lessons, I'm like, my title is raw, 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 raw. Okay, show me the coding now.
so I'm just gonna go in and just
Just try it out. Just
So,
try it out.
Nicole, I think that what would be helpful for me, I don't know about anybody else, is we've gone over so much in the past few days. It would really be helpful for me if, like, maybe I need to go to tech support for this, but if we could just, okay, start at the beginning. Step number 1, this is what you're going to do. Step number 2, this is what you're going to do. Step number 3, this is what you're going to do. Because right now my head's spinning and I'm lost.
Okay, so if you're lost, you just focus on one thing, and that is what type of project do you want your students to come out with? That's all you have to worry about. You're not supposed to be the coder. Like, most of the time it's fine. What you have to just think about is like, what project do you want? Were you here yesterday afternoon when I showed some stuff?
I
Or it was
wasn't here yesterday afternoon. Well, yes, yesterday afternoon I was here. It was Tuesday afternoon I was
Okay.
at the dentist.
It's okay. So yesterday afternoon, I showed you really quick the prompting, and it like spit out this like huge lesson that was like this long.
Right.
Right? So basically, all you have to do is you just have to think about, okay, what kind of prompt do I want? So I can spit out this huge long lesson. So then I can go in and look at this lesson to see if it makes sense, if it's good, if it aligns to what I want to do, if this is what I want. If yes, you put a check mark on it, and then if you're still confused, you can literally just send that document to me. I'll build it in elementary, then you test it out, make sure that you can go through it, and that's it. Okay? So then it'll go through the step-by-step lesson. Just like how you did on day 1 with the About Me book, it'll create something like that, which will be the step-by-step.
Okay.
It's just because I have this like open time, because some people complained about like, well, I want more time to just like build stuff. I was like, well, okay, I guess.
Right.
You can build stuff now, maybe.
No, I know.
So,
There's just been a lot of other stuff that's in my brain anyway has gotten in the way of how
no
do I do
worries.
this
No,
by
it's
step.
a lot of information. It really is.
Yeah,
What
it's a
grades
ton.
do you teach again? Wait, hold on one second.
1 through 3.
Oh, so you're okay. So basically, everything on Tuesday, ignore, except for the
Okay.
unpronounced. So unpronounced is the
Okay.
only thing you should think about. You teach grades
Right.
1 through 3. The only thing those kids will probably do is use the animation block, because it's cool to make that dragon fly.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
then it'll be like play a recorded voiceover,
Mhm.
because it's important for them to be able to read. And
Right.
then play with the unpronounced block, because I think it's a cool block, and I think the kids think it's a cool block. And then,
Anytime it's movement, yeah,
and
they
then
think
and then move. Like move would probably be the next one after that. Like move, animate. But that's it. You don't care about variables. You don't care about conditionals. You don't care about input fields. Oh, maybe you'll have a button so that when you click on it, it can go to someplace else. But that's really like even at 3rd grade. At 1st and 2nd,
Right,
they're still
right.
working on typing skills. So
Mhm.
that's what you're going to be
Definitely.
doing. So like, for example, for 1st and 2nd, it'll just be like, oh, well, I have a page here. I'm going to go ahead and grab a text box. I'm going to say something like, Ducky is at the library. Where is Ducky? And then I'm going to go ahead and find Ducky here. And be like, and then you just make a Where's Waldo book.
Right.
And then there you go. And then if you really wanted to add an element of code, you can add like play a background music, and that's it. Like they'll be happy with that. Maybe play a text effect if they're already like, oh, I'm ready to do stuff. Then we just do, okay, we got these 3 blocks. How do we connect them together? And that's it. Like don't go past that.
Okay.
There's so much that they can do regarding the storytelling and even the design aspect of it that you can just focus on that and don't worry too much about the coding. If they're really excited about it, they'll teach you. So don't worry about that part.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I just, I'm looking at all these other things and I'm like, oh my God, am I going to teach these kids this? These
No,
kids
no,
don't
no,
even
no,
know
no.
where the letter
No.
Z is.
It's because
on the keyboard.
this PD is so like broad in terms of grade
Yeah.
band. It's like
Yeah.
going from second grade because they're like, oh well,
Right.
there's a lot of value for this in second grade as long as you're like just writing a simple story. Can I write a beginning, middle, end? Like,
Right. Right. Okay.
can I capitalize my first like word of the sentence, put a period at the end? So then that's
Got it.
it. Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, don't stress out too much. Like, just focus on the core and like how you can get kids. This is just a way to get kids excited about writing. That's it. Like, I don't really care about the other stuff because to me, like even coding, I think coding is overrated. If you can't read and if you can't write, like, so if you can't do the basics and you can't communicate with others, doesn't matter how smart you are in the world, it's not going to do you anything.
True.
So
Definitely.
anyway, that's my soapbox. I'm
Thank
done.
you. Krishna had a good question over there.
Oh, I don't even look at chat. I'm so bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
30-minute STEM lesson related to soccer for students in grades 4 to 7.
Yeah, and I have a great idea. It's just not related to coding.
Uh-huh.
So I'm in prep mode for tomorrow morning to try to get this job. So my bandwidth for creating other stuff at the same time is
Just don't do it. It's just chill out. Like today's supposed to be chill. You guys, I feel like all of you are so stressed about this. Like I'm not grading you or anything. Like I bet you guys were all the students in the school that studied when there was a test like a week before. Were you that student that yeah, I could tell. Like me, I was the student that was just like never studying until like I had to. Otherwise, I would fail. And I would calculate what the lowest grade I can get in order to pass.
Well, you know that we're serious because here it is. We're giving up a week of prime summertime.
Yeah,
for
I'm
this.
every time I'm thinking. And by the way, you should definitely in the post I'm going to say it again and again, but in the final survey for Infosys, put in there that you think 40 hours is too long because I don't get to make that decision. I have to do 35 synchronous hours or minimum 32 synchronous hours as part of the deal. So and since it was my first time doing it, they're like, like, because I asked them, I was like, what format has been the most successful, right? Because I don't know. And they're like, 1 week long format. So here I am, being like, okay, I guess I'll make a 1 week long schedule. And now everyone's burned out.
I wouldn't say I'm burnt out. I'm just stressed.
I think that's very you shouldn't be stressed. It's not a good emotion.
Yeah.
Go get a coffee, take an early break. One second. Hold on. Anyway, any other questions?
Nicole, I'm going to be teaching the history of aviation to fifth graders, and it's like with the Wright brothers. It's through a Wright flight program we have. They set goals, and then at the end they get to fly on a plane. But it's really just teaching them the history of aviation. And I would love. I don't know. I guess I would love to do something with this, but I don't really have a clue where to even take them.
Were you here? I don't think you were here yesterday afternoon, were you?
Part of it, but I missed part of it.
Okay, so basically what you would want to do is take your exact question that you gave me, and we're going to actually do this together so you can see. Let me go ahead and close this and open up my GPT lesson builder and make sure I'm in the right place. Okay, so I'm in the GPT lesson builder and give me exactly what it was. It was what, fifth grade? Fifth grade.
The history of aviation.
Aviation. The more specific, the better. So that way it aligns better to what you would want.
Okay.
So, anything else? Any other details?
No, that's all I know. That's all I have because I actually take the training next week on.
Okay.
But it's really just going from the beginning of history of the beginning of aviation till right before space, when we started the space run.
All right, so I'm thinking off the top of my head, I'm just thinking like interactive map would probably, or timeline would probably be one of the things, but let's see what happens. So fifth grade history of aviation to all the way up in time to space. Okay, we'll see what pops up when I put this in. That's gonna do some search. It's gonna start planning some conceptual planning. So goes through some key concepts. Is it big enough for you all?
Yeah.
Okay, so then essential questions. How did flight begin? How has it changed over time? Why do people explore the skies and space? And how do inventors' ideas affect the world? You could do an identity focus. What can I learn from the courage and curiosity of people in history? You can do, they have some common misconceptions. We could ignore all that for right now. Okay, move on. Assessment planning.
So they do give me part of the actual curriculum to teach.
Mm-hmm.
So once we're going through the lessons, how it's going to be an extended project for them to be able to do this. But I just don't know, is it almost like taking a book study or this part we learned? So now how do they put that into a project? I just don't know what the project.
Here, it's going to be the next section. So this is more like just overview of stuff. You can ignore this, but this is like the background information that's going to feed these projects. So let's see what kind of projects it proposes. So module 3, stage 3, some interactive. Okay. So that's why I thought, yeah, one thing would probably be like a narrated timeline. So you pick, you could change it from 5 to 6 to make it even 2 to 3, like 2 to 3 key moments in flight history, and just write about it and then play a recording, like record them reading it and it'll play when they go on that page. You can also do famous flyers gallery, show a slide with the pioneer with a photo, quote, and one fact. Then now flying machines comparison pages, 2-part mini story comparing past and present flying machines. If you want to do something more advanced, choose your own pilot path, choose between historical roles and follow their path.
Okay, that is very helpful. That's great.
Okay, so now you're the only thing that you have to do now is you have to be like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I like this one. And if you're like, actually, I don't like any of these because I only have 1 or 2 days to do the project, then you can specify and be like, no, I want to brainstorm more ideas with 1 day. You need it, as long as you're specific with the constraint, the AI will spit out what would match best. Because right now it doesn't know anything except that it's 5th grade and history of aviation. So the more that you can give it, the more specific it will come back with a response. Does that make sense?
Yes,
So then,
yes, good.
like, go ahead and just pick one of these. It doesn't have to, you don't have to lock it in or anything, but just to show you what the next step would be then.
So it would be that first one.
Wings-
Just the
Wings Through
timeline
Time.
where they,
Okay.
yeah.
So I'm going to just say, I like Wings Through Time. Copy and paste that in. Boom. So now what it's going to do is, because it's one thing to say, oh, you're going to do a timeline voice project, but like, how does that actually break down? So the next step is going to be the milestones. And remember, the milestones are like the big sections before the step-by-step. So that's going to be the milestones. So it's like, okay, first you're going to have a title page. Technically, because in my GPT, I messed up. Technically, the first milestone is going to be the pre-writing phase. So, or milestone 0 is the pre-writing, brainstorming, maybe a research phase. If they don't have that background knowledge already, you might want to do a research choice board that says like pick between, in this case, it's what, like the first flyers. You might say, planes in World War II. You might say like, oh, pick between, 5 of these events and choose 3 of them, something like that. You would, if they don't have that prior knowledge already from their textbook or curriculum, you might want to support that with additional material, right? So they would go through, but once they have all of that done, all of their pre-writing is then this is basically their pre-writing section. So pre-writing section, then here you would have, okay, so page 1, this is going more into detail. It's like, okay, you're going to design a slide showing the early attempts of flight. Okay, add narration explaining what made them important. Okay, sounds okay. Then you're going to explain the Wright brothers and what made their flight special. In blank year, they flew for the first time. They used blank. Okay, that seems okay. And then you're going to go down and like look over it. If it looks okay, then it's going to say, move on. Do you want to generate the organizer? So the organizer is going to be the actual worksheet that they fill out. So if you like this like general 10 page? How many pages is this project supposed to be? 5 pages. I think it's 5 pages. 5-page project. If you're like okay with this 5-page project, 5-page project, including the title page, then you could be like, okay, let's go ahead and try what the organizer looks like. So you're going to be like, yes, give me the organizer. I want it. And hopefully by the time before Christmas of this year, all of this will be automated and it will actually spit up the organizer for you to download. And then it will come out with this. So you have, okay, brainstorm. Oh, it does include a brainstorm step in the organizer. Great. But you might not like this format. You might want to make your own, but it gives you a place to start. So then step 1, here are my sentence starters. Maybe like sometimes they don't match. So you have to, because it's stupid, the AI, but at least it gives you somewhere to go. So then it says some sentence starters, some visuals, blah, 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 blah. Then it'll be like, okay, now that you made your pages, you have to now code your navigation buttons, and then test and share. Here's some word banks that you can use. But you see some of the words in the word bank are not good. So you would have to maybe prompt the AI or put in your own to make this better. Like say, really, you're going to put say here. So like I said, sometimes it's not good.
Recording in progress.
All right, welcome back, everyone. If you had any great projects that you want to share, you can put them in the chat. And Nicole, when you're ready, you can join us.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one you are to
I'm
spotlight
here.
you. Okay, yeah, I don't think you need to share the slides right now.
Oh,
'Cause,
sorry.
after this, we have our break, but we do have the recap. So if anybody wants to share in the chat what they built, let us know.
Or just in general, what you've done or what you're worried about, things like that. I was actually going over a lesson before we got cut off.
I tried to hold it off as long as possible and then
I
sent a
know.
message that they were gonna close.
I know. I
So
just keep forgetting. All right, let's go ahead. I don't think you could see it but I can see it, and I'll share my screen so you guys can. We're gonna go and hijack this story, this project. I'll see what Tracy's doing over here. The secret of the eye. All right, so let's go ahead and preview it. Is it this one? Are we in the wrong project?
You're not sharing your screen.
Oh no. There we go. Okay, I can move this eye around. Whoa. Yay! So then, beautiful. So it uses for those that don't know, let's take a look at the code. And I think it's this page. It will use the on drag over event. So we can drag over the eye over an invisible shape that is somewhere on the page. And then what happens? It plays two functions. So this is functions in parallel. It will play the animation and play the sound effects. So everyone, yay! Anybody else want to share what they've been working on? You could just put it in the chat and I'll go ahead and pull it up. So this is a great project from the lesson Spy Story Invisible Ink. So I highly recommend this one in particular for the elementary audience. And it's a lot of fun. It's super easy and you can always extend it as a writing activity for more. Okay, we have another one in chat. Let's take a look. Want to hijack your project also? You broke it. The wand was draggable. What happened to your wand? Your wand disappeared for some reason. Let's go ahead and add him back. Is that what you wanted? Okay, preview. Well, this wand is kind of funky. So what did he do? So we had set draggable, search set draggable, on drag over. So this is a really interesting piece of code because this completely makes sense, but it's also unnecessary because we don't actually need to do set draggable when it's the dragged object. So it works. It's just extra code. So if we were to delete this, it'll still be draggable. Oh, it wasn't working that way? Maybe you forgot to connect something. It happens to all of us.
Have you already explained what condition does?
Condition. So we talked about all the stuff related to condition and Boolean variables on Tuesday, and that was probably the only time we talked about it. But I didn't cover it too deeply simply because I know we have a lot at K5, and I felt like if we continued talking about conditionals and variables, it's not very applicable for most of the people. But conditionals are our Booleans, so like you can put something like, oh, you have to pick up something in order to be able to drag this wand around. And how that would work is you would just, well, I'm not going to hijack this project anymore from Ben. I'm going to exit. How that would work is go to my cute little I Spy book. You would just get a variable like we use the pickup key, so like has key. And if has key is true, then it will execute things. So like if I have any event, whether it's on page start or on drag or whatever, let's say I went to fade in my duck. But I only want to fade in my duck when my variable has key is true. So if I were to go and preview this, my duck doesn't exist on this page because I haven't picked up the key. That's all it's saying. But as soon as I pick up the key and has key is now switched to true, then my duck will appear. That's all.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. So anyway, when and where will we be able to access the recordings? Well, that's a great question, and that will be as soon as I get off of here and I can edit all the videos. Because I don't think you guys want to listen to me rambling a lot, so I'm going to try to condense it, shrink it, chunk it up into segments of the different sections and projects, so it's just more accessible for all of you and hopefully just easier to follow. Okay, we have another project here. Here's mine. Just, it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't matter. It's for fun. We have so many people here who are just like so uptight about everything. Just relax, enjoy, meet each other. And let's go ahead and preview. Secret iPad. Okay, there's an old dusty clock. Okay, we got an old...
That's the end. I just followed the directions on the side.
Yep.
And it didn't really make sense of like how to keep going. Where it told me to put a box, and that was going to be the hidden box.
Mm-hmm.
And then find the object. So I don't know.
Yeah. So this project is really for like an hour of code that you can just do just as is and drop it in if you wanted to do something really short. And of course, if you want to extend it to be like, okay, how this story actually makes sense, then you can add more pages to have an actual story. So it's really perfect for one class period. Just test things out and get your feet wet a little bit. Heather, if shrinking is all that necessary, there's some good nuggets in those spaces. But I also want to be able to cut out if people have cameras on and things like that. So because I haven't asked about all of the permission from all of y'all, so make sure that we get all of those cropped around. Okay, is there any other questions before we head out for an early break and we all go grab a lunch so we're all recharged for our awesome panel that is going to be happening in about 20 minutes? Any questions? So what is a good intro lesson? So I would say anything that's an about me. is a great intro lesson because they don't have to think about what they have to write as much. Hopefully, they know their own name. They know what hobbies they like to do, things like that. It's good for also just as a good back to school thing if you want to do it at the beginning of school. So we do have an About Me project. It's kind of long though, I think, that one. So it might be good if all of you during this afternoon session think about how you can, when we do our lesson builder together, we'll create a really short lesson. And maybe you want to do your own About Me version that's maybe more tied to your subject area or your school community. So there's a question of how to rewire connections without deleting. No, you have to delete them in order to rewire them. You can't, I don't think you can just drag and move it. Yeah, you have to delete them. Okay, so we'll go ahead and go on break at this point and see you all back when the lunch panel is getting ready to start at, what is it, 12:30 Eastern?
Yes, 12:30. I'm going to put that in the chat to remind everybody. Someone had recommended yesterday maybe putting a timer up so this way they can check the screen. So if you can add a 20-minute timer, 25-minute timer, something like that.
Like I have a 20-minute.
20 minutes will be 33. Okay, so yeah, shorten it to 18. I can't do math. Yeah, restart it to 18 and that should be perfect timing.
Okay.
Great. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you all.